You know that feeling when you can see a storm building before the first drop of rain falls? That's where the PGA Tour finds itself today. One side believes the game has to evolve to survive. The other believes golf risks losing the traditions that made it great in the first place. And standing in the middle of that debate are two of the sport's biggest figures: new PGA Tour CEO Brian Rolapp and four-time major champion Rory McIlroy. Recent reports confirmed that Rolapp and McIlroy spoke privately after Rory publicly criticized ideas surrounding a possible new structure for the PGA Tour. While nobody outside that conversation knows exactly what was said, the fact that the two spoke at all tells us just how significant this disagreement has become. Today we're breaking down what we know, what has been reported, and why this disagreement could shape the future of professional golf. Before we dive in, let us know your opinion in the comments. Should the PGA Tour embrace major structural changes, or should it protect the traditions that have defined the game for decades? And if you enjoy honest golf analysis without the hype, make sure you're subscribed. Let's get into it. The controversy began after Rory McIlroy voiced concerns about reports of a possible two-tier PGA Tour structure. Although no final proposal has been approved, discussions have centered around creating an elite schedule featuring the biggest stars, while other tournaments would operate on a lower competitive tier. Supporters believe the idea would concentrate star power, create more must-watch events, and strengthen the tour's position against LIV Golf. Critics see something very different. For Rory, the biggest concern isn't simply prize money, it's history. Speaking publicly, McIlroy questioned whether historic tournaments, especially national opens like the RBC Canadian Open, could lose prestige if they're pushed into a secondary category. His description of those events becoming a glorified Korn Ferry Tour event immediately became one of the biggest talking points in golf. Those comments spread quickly across television, podcasts, and social media. Suddenly, the discussion wasn't just about scheduling. It became a debate over the identity of the PGA Tour itself. That criticism reportedly led to a private conversation between Rory McIlroy and Brian Rolapp. Rolapp later confirmed they had spoken before meeting the media. What exactly was discussed remains private. Neither man has revealed the details, and any reports describing specific dialogue should be treated as speculation rather than confirmed fact. What we do know is what happened afterward. McIlroy did not publicly retract or soften his concerns. Instead, he continued emphasizing that golf's tradition should not be sacrificed in pursuit of a new business model. That alone suggested the conversation did little to change his position. The disagreement reflects two very different visions. From a business perspective, concentrating the biggest stars into premium events makes sense. Fans would know which tournaments matter most. Sponsors would receive stronger television audiences. The tour could better compete with LIV Golf's financial power. But Rory's argument focuses on something statistics cannot measure: legacy. Golf isn't built only on prize money. It's built on tournaments that have existed for generations. Events that mean something to players, communities, and fans, regardless of who finishes first. If those tournaments begin feeling less important, many believe the tour risks weakening the very foundation that made it successful. Another reason Rory's comments carry so much weight is simple. He's one of the biggest voices in professional golf. Sponsors value him. Television networks value him. Fans value him. When McIlroy speaks, people listen. That doesn't mean the PGA Tour must agree with him. But it does mean his opinion shapes the conversation in a way very few players can. This also raises a bigger question. Can the PGA Tour successfully modernize while preserving its history? That's the challenge facing Brian Rolapp. Every major sports league evolves. Schedules change, formats change, business models change, but golf has always relied heavily on tradition. Finding the balance between innovation and heritage may be Rolapp's biggest test as CEO. Whether the tour ultimately adopts a two-tier structure or something entirely different, the debate is unlikely to disappear anytime soon. Both sides believe they're protecting the future of professional golf. Rolapp appears focused on creating a stronger commercial product. McIlroy appears determined to ensure golf doesn't lose the tournaments and traditions that made it special. Those goals aren't necessarily incompatible, but finding common ground won't be easy. So where do you stand? Should the PGA Tour embrace bold structural changes to compete in today's sports landscape? Or should preserving tradition remain the top priority? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Because this story is still developing, and we'll be here covering every major update as it happens.